Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is. Curbmeister Klotz, back in the garage, working on my GT40 kit car. It's a race car replicas kit car. So I'm in the middle of my clutch install, and I was going to break it into 3 parts. In the first part, you see me taking out the transaxle with the engine still in the car. That went good. I know I can do that. So I was prepping for the second part. I was going to bolt up the new spec flywheel, clutch, and all the goodies inside the transaxle, clutch fork, and slave cylinder, throwout bearing, all that good stuff. So I did put it all together, and I went to install it off camera, and it wouldn't go all the way in. And basically what I've got is I've got a 1/2-inch gap between the engine and that adapter plate. So I think the problem is there's too many manufacturers. I've got a race car replicas adapter plate. I've got a spec clutch, special adapter flywheel with the pilot bearing and the clutch. And I don't know if the 2 of them have ever been used together. It doesn't look like it works. So I need the special spec clutch adapter flywheel because the input shaft on the transaxle is about 3 inches short of touching the pilot bearing in the LS engine crankshaft. So if it would have touched, I probably could have used the regular GM flywheel and lots of other clutches. But I'm happy with the spec clutch. It's a good piece, all bolts up, looks good. It's half the weight of the GM LS7 clutch. But the input shaft was just gonna be hanging loose in there. So spec clutch makes this special bell house or special flywheel with an input bearing in it. And so I put it all together, but I couldn't bolt it up. So I'm gonna take the camera off and I'll show you just what the problem is best I can. So I haven't done any real research on it yet. Haven't reached out to race car replicas or spec clutch, but I have a couple ideas. I guess the best one would just have a new engine adapter plate, about another 1/2 inch thicker on the engine side, or I could have a local machine shop make me an engine plate that would pick up all the bolt holes on the LS engine side, 1/2 inch thick, and I could fasten that to the existing adapter plate, bolt the whole thing together. That would also work too. If any of you guys have any good ideas or already been there where I'm at, let me know in the comments. And I'll go grab the camera and show you what I got. Okay, this is where I'm at. I use my little pointer here. So I have a gap right here. And I don't know if you can see in there, but that spec flywheel is bolted to the GM crankshaft, and right now the whole thing is together, but I have this 1/2 inch spacer on each side, so it's sort of loosely together right now. It would work. You wouldn't want to run it on the street this way, but this is the adapter. This is made by Race Car Replicas. And you've seen the whole thing bolted together. Works great. But this transaxle, the input shaft is probably ends right about here. So there was no way to support the input shaft. And the pilot bearing in the LS engine is way in here in the crankshaft. So Spec Clutches has already dealt with this problem, and they make that special flywheel, and it has a big, like a 3-4 inch bell, and they've put the pilot bearing already installed in there. So that would be somewhere in this area here. And the friction surface and the clutch lives right around in here. So that all bolted together good. And I went to install the whole thing, and I couldn't get it to go all the way together. And so that's where I'm at right now. You can look down here and see that this adapter plate also has fasteners that go right here through the adapter plate and into this, what's called the horseshoe area. It's a very structural part of the car. So that's supporting the aft end of the engine and the only support on the transaxle right now. Of course, you can see that gap. I don't want that. There's my stack of washers there. I wrapped it in orange tape so you could see it. Same thing on the other side. Get this out of here. So you can see that flywheel, steel flywheel, aluminum, steel crankshaft, aluminum flywheel. Of course, you can see my adapter there, wrapped in orange. Just a stack of washers right now. But it's not together. Needs to be together. No gaps. This is that, there's a bolt through here. And it secures this adapter plate here to the horseshoe here. Not too good. I just had everybody over for a big party. If you're interested, you can look on Instagram. Had a whole bunch of guys over, drank beer, had steaks, shrimp. I had a buddy that said he could make the steaks and shrimp for the same price I was going to pay for the pizza. I said, it's a deal. So, visual progress. Seats are just sitting in there. And I set the dash in place. Otherwise, nothing really has happened to the car. I'm going to be changing the rear main seal after this video, just for peace of mind. Wasn't leaking, but first time I had both seats in there, passenger doesn't get as much room as the driver. Well, just a short video. That's all I got. Like and subscribe if you like the video. Leave me a question or a comment or any ideas. Really like the ideas part right now. As always, Meister Klotz saying, keep the shiny side up and your nuts tight.